Hello everyone, I am Will, and welcome back to my playthrough of Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. Yep. The last we left off, we did some odds and ends. Yeah, just some random odds and ends just to kind of finish up. And I think we, trying to remember what the order we did them in. I think the first thing we did is went back to Things Betwixt. Yeah. We unpetrified the one guy blocking the last fall gate leading to Majula. So, unpetrified him, went through the fall gate, dealt with the basilisks on the other side, kicked the tree down, hollow people. Yep. Then I think we used our spells. I think I was using spells that episode. Yeah, I used spells to just kind of pluck off the enemies before we did a drop down. Yeah. Drop down. I think there was a Estus shard at the bottom there. Up a ladder, through another fall gate, another hollow shortcut tree, and then we fought two ogres. Yep, two ogres on a beach. Yep. The scaling in that little section of Things Betwixt is higher than the rest of it, so they are a lot tougher, but not too bad for us. Yeah, we were pretty well equipped for that. So. Yeah, and the two ogres are tied together, so if you aggro one, the other one's going to come two, so just prepare for a 2-on-1, unless you can burst down one of the ogres pretty quickly. So we lucked out, we did pull it off. We used our spells and our binoculars, just kind of, I'll say, free aim, range spell attack one of the ogres till he was dead. And by the time the other one came to us, we were prepared, and it was just another ogre fight. Yep. Just kind of get behind them, get them in their sitting loop kind of thing, and then we poked them to death. Yeah, ogres aren't too bad. Ogres are actually pretty easy once you can get behind them, because once you get behind them, you should be able to just kind of get them in a constant loop where they just kind of sit down. Yeah, so. Yep, so we dealt with the two ogres, went down towards the coffin, and lo and behold, we had our 6th encounter with the pursuer. Yep. He shows up there on that little beach. So it's another reason why you don't want to go running down there, because then it'll be a 3-on-1 instead of a 2-on-1. Yep. Yeah, so, but at this point, the pursuer is pretty easy, so we just, try to get him into a little AI loop where he just does his charge attacks. You dodge through, poke him once, back off, he'll reposition, and he should be far enough away that he'll decide to do his charge attack again. So just rinse and repeat till he's dead. Yep. And he gives you a twinkling titanite, some souls, yep. And that will clear out the beach. And the coffin that the ogres and the pursuer was guarding it causes a sex change for your character. So if you're a male character, you go female. If you're a female character, you go male. So there's no real impact except for maybe some visuals for certain armor sets, but yeah, it's not much. Can't really think of anything that's I would say advantageous for one gender over the other. But some of the armors again just have different looks. But yep, and then. The second to last thing we did is we lit the remaining sconces in Things Betwixt, and doing so, once you light all the sconces, a red phantom will appear. Yep, it's a unique I won't say unique, but it's a non-respawning red phantom who is pretty tough. Yeah, pretty tough. Well, with the wing spear and the stone ring, it's really easy, but the NPC does hit pretty hard, so. So he doesn't respawn. He guarantees to drop a petrified something. So that's kind of why I like lighting sconces. Not every place has it. I know Things Betwixt does. If you light all the sconces, and Red Phantom appears. And I'm pretty sure the gutter also has that same mechanic. Light all the sconces, and a Red Phantom or Invader will appear. So we'll keep an eye out for that. And the last thing we did in Things Betwixt, went back to Maribeth by the Firekeepers, talked to her, and by killing all the ogres in Things Betwixt, she gives you the handmaid's ladle. Yep. The handmaid's ladle. Yep. Not very good. Has no scaling. Very weak. Very low durability. But it does offer stat bonuses. Yeah. I didn't realize it did until I checked it between episodes. Yeah, it gives one endurance, 1 vitality, and 2 adaptability, but 1 less dexterity. So it gives you something. Just have have it in your offhand just for the additional adaptability or vitality and all that stuff. So another reason probably to have it. But yep, again, she only gives that to you if you beat all the ogres and things betwixt, not just the 2 by the beach, but the other one behind the rocks before the firekeepers. So, and with that was the last thing that finished up things betwixt. Yep. And the next thing we did is we went to where Benhart was, and we kind of unpetrified Rosebeth. Yep. Yeah, so we just kind of trigger the ambush in that little room. Yeah, just a whole bunch of little goblins. I think the game calls them goblins. So, yeah, so triggered their little ambush, dealt with them, unpetrified Rosebeth, talked to her, gave her some clothes, bought some stuff from her. And then we opened up the gate, took care of a basilisk, some more goblins, a germ. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a germ. Yeah, and the little, I would say rooms. Yeah, the rooms. Mm-hmm. And then we lit the bonfire just past her. Mm-hmm. And we cleared out. There was 1 chest containing another Estus flask shard. So that was 2 we got. Yep. We did that little section there. Back to Majula just to confirm that Rosebeth did return to Majula, and she did. So we talked to her there, talked to Carillion as well, because Carillion is Rosebeth's master. Not much dialogue there. Excuse me. Yeah. And I'm trying to remember what the next thing we did. I think we went down to the path between Hades Tower of Flame and No Man's Wharf. There was another petrified statue we unpetrified. I think it was in the lower section by the water, closer to the bonfire in No Man's Wharf. If you take the bonfire, if you go from the bonfire at No Man's Wharf, and you backtrack towards the Hades Tower of Flame, it's that first little alcove with the basilisk in it. Yeah, there's a petrified person there. We unpetrified him, up the stairs, counted our first primal knight, as they're called. Yep. I think he has rusted armor. I think he does drop his armor set, so I'm pretty sure he respawns. So we can get his stuff if we want. I haven't done it yet. I'll probably check maybe between episodes, but yeah. So we dealt with him. He was guarding another Estus flask shard, as well as a chest containing the knight armor set. I'm pretty sure it's the same armor set that Soldan and Majula is wearing. So, yep, a returning set from Dark Souls. And I'm trying to remember, there was one more thing we did, but I can't quite think of it. And I think that was it, actually. Because talking with Rosebeth took up a lot of time, so I think that was the last thing we did. No, that was not. I'm sorry. We talked with Lycia of Lindent because we had 30 faith, so we got her. She gave us stuff because we had 30 faith. So you have 30 faith. Talk to her. She gave you her chime, the idol's chime, as well as the Saint's armor set. Yep, Saint armor set. Yep. The hood in the armor set is particularly of interest because it does increase spell cast usage by 1 for each spell you slot in. So if you slot in multiple copies of a spell, you get an extra charge for each one. So for like the Lightning Spear, for instance, since I have 2 copies, I'll get 2 extra charges. So that's pretty good. It's almost like having a third Lightning Spear. And I also forgot to mention that the Saint's Hood also increases faith by 1. So we got that from her. We then went over to Felkin the Outcast, just next to the bonfire in the Huntsman's Copse. Yeah, the first one. We talked to him, and since we had 20 intelligence and 20 faith, he'll also give us stuff. Yeah. And this time he gave us his Sunset Staff, as well as the Hexer set. Yes, Sunset Staff's probably the best staff to use for dark sorceries. Yeah, because it just has really high dark scaling, and I think it's the best one, especially if you infuse it with dark. So, I don't plan on using that many dark sorceries. I might, maybe. I'm still thinking about it, but I'm pretty set on my miracles for sure. Yeah, since I do have 20 intelligence, I could use some dark sorceries. Yeah. But, yeah, so Sunset Staff's good for that. And another thing with the Hexer set, the hood, again, in particular, is useful because, like the Saint set, it does increase spell uses by 1, and it also provides 1 faith and 1 intelligence. So having the Hexer hood on will give you, +1 to intelligence, +1 to faith. So it's a better choice than the Saint set. So if you're looking just purely on, stat bonuses and all that stuff, it's about the same, yeah. More fire, less lightning defense, less petrification, less curse, but all in all, not too bad. So, yeah. And I think that was it. Yeah, I think that was the last thing we did. Gather those 2 things. That's all we did last episode. But between episodes, I did a whole bunch of stuff again. Yep. I went back to Iron Keep, and I went and despawned all the enemies in Belfry Soul. Yep. The NPC guys in Belfry Soul don't respawn, so the little Bellkeeper guys are the ones that respawn. So I went and despawned all of them, and then I went and despawned all the enemies in that same room in the Iron Keep. Yep, all those Elon Knights, all those Ironclads, as well as those 2 captains. Yep, so I despawned all of them. Yep, and I also got the Crystal Lizard in that room. He dropped a large shard, a chunk, as well as a Fire Drake stone. So he's actually a pretty good Crystal Lizard to get. So, and I did it by, standing up on the platform after despawning the other enemies and just hitting him with, I think 2 heavy soul arrows, and that killed him. So, yep. So yeah, so I went and despawned all the enemies in those 2 zones. Yep. And that gave me a big chunk of souls, I think over 200,000. Yeah, because each Elon Knight was about 1,000, and there's 7 of them in that little area. Each captain used 2,000. There was 2 of them, and 3 Ironclads that each gave me 1,200. So yeah, and each of them spawned 12 times. So it was yeah, it was a lot of souls. Again, it was over 200,000. Yep. But I despawned all those enemies because I am now working on upgrading my Covenant rank with the Bellkeepers. Yeah, as you see in the top left there, I did join the Bellkeeper Covenant. So now that special red phantom in the Belfry Soul has a chance of spawning, and if you despawn all the enemies in the Belfry Soul, as well in that little Iron Keep area, you can use the Unveil Miracle. Yep, it's the miracle that tracks towards the closest enemy. Yep. So if you rest at the Belfry Soul bonfire, you stand up, you cast the miracle. If it just goes straight up your head, he didn't spawn. But if you rest again, cast this Unveil again, and if it flies up, kind of towards the ladder, I can't quite know how to explain. I'll probably try and capture a short video of it just to show you, but it'll fly towards the NPC Red Phantom guy that we need to kill. So it's a pretty quick and easy way just to rest and just to check see if he actually spawned. So yep, so that's kind of what I've been doing. I did get to at least rank 1 of the Covenant. So I killed the Red Phantom 10 times at least. You get a Titanite slab, in the rank 1 of the Bellkeeper Covenant. Yep. So I need to kill him at least 90 more times. Yep. In order to get to rank 3 of the Covenant, I need to kill that particular Red Phantom 100 times. So I'm just going to do that between episodes going forward until I get to rank 3. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. And what else did I do? Yeah, and also with all my 200,000 souls, I did level up. Yep, I put quite a number of points into dexterity. Yep. Now our dex level is 27. Yep. I think I put the rest of it into vitality. Yeah, so I have 20 vitality and 27 dexterity. So, excuse me. So I have enough dexterity to use Pate's spear if I want to. It is a twinkly tie-dye weapon, so I'm gonna hold off upgrading it just yet. It's almost as strong as our +6 wing spear as it is, so I'll probably eventually switch over to it, but I want to get some more twinkling tie-dye first. I mean, I have enough to upgrade it, but I'm just gonna hold off for the moment. Yep. And what else did I grab? Oh, and as I was despawning the enemies in the Belfry, the Iron Keep, the Forlorn did invade. Yep. So the Forlorn can invade even if the boss area is defeated. So yeah. So just keep an eye out for that. If you're running through areas, even if the boss is defeated, Forlorn can still invade. So yep. So another one invaded for me. He invaded by the little switch next to the door leading up to Belfry's Soul. So yeah. So he invaded. I defeated him, so we can now get their next armor piece from Strayed here, which I'm about to do. And the Red Phantom, the special Red Phantom in Belfry Soul that I've been trying to farm for Covenant increase, he also drops his armor set, as well as his weapon. So I only have 3 pieces of his armor set now. It's called the Mad Warrior set. Yep. The almost Predator mask looking. Yep. It's pretty intimidating looking. This also provides, I think, 2 ADP. So it increases your adaptability by 2, just wearing it. So it's another interesting armor set. Yep. Mask from an unknown foreign land. King Redrick called upon powers from beyond his borders in an attempt to stave off the curse. Perhaps this belonged to one of his guests. So, the only piece I need from him is the chest piece, so I'm going to keep farming it until we get that. As far as I know, he only drops his items once per playthrough. So once we have all the pieces, that's it. We're not going to get any more. So, I also have his weapon, which is a katana, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, right here. The Berserker blade is dropped by that Red Phantom. Yep. Katana of Berserker by its name. Thick, shiny black blade cuts exquisitely. Its origins and owner are unknown, but at some point the blade became known by this name. Yep. I need 2 more points into strength in order to one-hand it, but I think it requires a Twinkling Titanite as well to upgrade. But yep, and I think that's all I've been doing between episodes. Yep. Despawning enemies, leveling up, farming, Covenant increase. Yep. Yeah, pretty sure that was it. I think that was it. And today, I'm going to continue doing some odds and ends. Yep, I have to go back to Forest of Fallen Giants. Now they have the Iron Key. You can access that one area right before the last giant with all the flame salamanders, so that's going to be fun. Yeah, I don't like flame salamanders. You'll see when you'll see. Yeah, because how do I describe it? If you try to attack them head-on from their head has a significantly increased defenses than the rest of the body. So if you hit them on the head, you're going to do almost no damage. So you have to get to their side and poke them in the sides in order to actually do anything. So, but they like to spew fire, and they also have a little jumping forward, lunging attack kind of thing that you cannot block. If you try to block it, you're just going to get pancaked. I don't think you can block any of their melee attacks. You might be able to block their fire attacks, but not their melee. Nope. So your best bet is just try to get to their side and just try to sit there as best you can. They have a lot of health, but likely they are weak to thrust, so hopefully we can get them down pretty quickly with our spear here. But they also are immune to fire, very resistant to the elements, so just stick with a pure physical weapon. It's probably your best bet. Yeah, so we have that little zone to clear out. Try to remember what else we also are going to be here, do some trading with Strayed here, because if you do 4 boss item trades, he'll give you his stuff. So we have 3 more for that. Yep, and I think we'll be good after that. Yeah, because once we do those 2 things, then we can actually go down into the pit. Yep. First stop, Grave of Saints. Yep. Ooh, yeah. So that's the plan. Do trading with Strayed, do the Fallen Giants Salamander room, and then go down to this Grave of Saints. And our equipment for today, at least starting off, this will probably change once we get down into the actual Grave of Saints. Got our Wing Spear +6, our regular one. Yep. Priest Chime, Watch Dragon Parma, just because you're going to be two-handing most of the time. Pyromancy Flame, just so we can use Poison Mist. Yep. I am going to try and poison the salamanders just to help speed the process along, just to eat away at their HP, but I don't know, we'll see. We have the standard ring set up, Florenthi ring, Ring of Blades, Silver Serpent, Stone Ring. Yep. Our Lawn Knight's armor with the Hexer Hood, again for the extra cast in the, particularly the Poison Mist. But we have 2 more casts of Lightning Spear if we need it. Yeah, our Lawn Knight +6, Jester Gloves, I forgot to upgrade those. Lawn Knight leggings, yep. Here are our stats. Again, I did level up Dexterity to 27, Vitality to 20. Yep. Alright. Looking pretty good. Alright. Shall we just get to this? Sure. Let's do a quick trade with Strayed just so we can get the rest of his stuff.
Well, this is a most sharp, very good. My power
Is yours. Let us deserve your power. Yep.
Once people,
Alright. So, anything new? Yep. Because we defeated another Forlorn. Now we can get their leggings. Pretty solid. At least solid physical defenses. Elementals could do better, but we'll take it. Yep. So the next Forlorn we kill will have their armor available to us, and then after that will be their weapons depending on who we defeat. So let's trade. I'm not quite sure what I want, but we need to do at least 3 trades. I don't know if I'll ever get to 35 intelligence, but I'm going to grab it anyway. It appears to smelter demon sword from her soul. Yep. Strange flames will empower unleashed by a strong attack. Yep. The earth spouted fire and the beast arose from the flames. The short-sighted king was incinerated by the creature in one swing, and his castle devoured in a sea of flames. Yep. Could get the warp sword. I mean, it's just a regular curved sword. Might want to try it. Yeah, it's curved great sword, so we need more strength, really. I don't need a club. Another spear, maybe? But it's mainly strength, so I don't know about that. I would get this, but the halberds aren't that good in this game. And same with the Reapers. they have a sweet spot hitbox that makes their damage kind of unreliable, I'll say. It's mostly strength, which I'm not really focusing on. Ooh. It does poison. I'm tempted. Yeah, let's get this. The only thing we get from the Smelter Demon Soul is his sword, so sure. No, we'll get the Warp Sword. So I want to try out the Curved Swords. Yep. All right, so that's all the trade we need to do. So he should be able to give us his stuff now. All right, Stray, you gonna give me your stuff?
Cursed one, take these.
There we go. Yep, he gives you his armor set, the black set. Black hood, robes, gloves, and boots.
Put them on, and please, stop being so weak.
Oh, Stray, do I have to come back here and put you in the ground just to show you I'm not weak? But, yep. So, again, trade for Ball Souls. It gives you his armor set.
Many kingdoms. It is.
Alright.
Feeble covenant.
Yeah. If I remember right, his hood also has some special properties, yep. +2 to intelligence and to faith, yep. So a bit more in the element department, or in the stat department, yep. It's also pretty cool looking. It's like a little mask with the hood over it. Yeah. Unfortunately, it doesn't increase spell uses like the Hexer hood, but very stylish. Oops. Yep. Black hood grants slight increase to spellcasting speed. Belonged to Strayed of Olifus. Yep. Oh, it does improve casting speed. Okay, I wasn't sure about that. Stray was invited to the old kingdom of Orlifus for his wisdom, but its depth was such that people soon feared him. In the end, Stray was led into a dreadful trap. Yep. It's actually a pretty big jump in cast speed. 11, actually pretty good. Is it just this hood that increases cast speed? Yeah. Enchanted with resistance to magic, just has, higher magic resist. Stray spent several lifetimes as stone. During his hiatus, kingdoms rose and fell, until the land called Drangelic came to be. Yeah, very high magic defense. Yeah, very high. Yeah. Alright. And I think his gloves have probably the same description as his, Okay. Alright, that's Strayed, yep. So now I got Strayed stuff, so rocking pretty good. Alright. Time to the Forest of Fallen Giants. Oh boy. We might die a few times here, because these salamanders are very, very powerful. I cannot overstate how powerful these salamanders are. Let's get these guys so they don't follow us. I think it is possible to, yeah, there should be another one like right below us. You may not be able to see it from here. You can probably see it from over there, but it's probably possible to use a bow and arrow with the poison arrows to poison these guys from up here. To be honest, it's probably a smarter idea to do that, but I only have so many poison arrows till go back to Gavlon. You know what? Let's see how it takes. only have 20. There it goes. I'm just gonna sit here and see how much it kills them. Yeah, you can see it ticking up really fast. Alright, let's just see. Wait and see. Alright, so it's been like half his health. Alright. It's about 1,000 points, give or take. Let's just use the rest of our... So he didn't seem to move. 230. Okay. His head should take less damage, but I don't think it applies to projectiles like this. There it goes. Alright. I'm pretty sure they respawn, and they can also drop various pyromancies. I don't remember the full list, but I know one of them's like fire orb or fireball or something like that. Yeah. Should be another one. I don't remember if it's, oh. I forgot about you. Yeah. Yeah, he's on the other side of the elevator. Completely forgot about this guy. Yeah, he's on this left elevator here, so... Yep, surprise. Oh, there he is. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's actually the way up from underneath. Be able to hit them. I can't lock onto him, and I already hit him once, so it's gonna be really bad. All I can do, I could probably do it from over there. Never mind. Hold on. Oh, he doesn't render in here. Yeah, he doesn't render in from over here, okay. He doesn't render in, so he doesn't, yeah, it's partially to prevent cheese tactics like this, and partially for game performance wise, but yeah, there he is, he's doesn't render. Alright, so I got to deal with him the old-fashioned way, huh? That's fine. Alright, buddy. We could summon Sellsword if we want, but I don't think it's a good idea. But alright. Alright, so this is the door we need to open with the iron key. Yep. Alright. I'm trying to think real quick. I do have enough stats to power stance spears. Here, I'll show you. So, if you have 1.5 times the highest strength and highest dex requirement of either weapon, and if they're a compatible class, like 2 spears, 2 long swords, 2 great swords, that kind of thing. If you meet the requirements and you hold triangle, there we go. Now we're power stancing. Yep. And the unique thing about Power Stance is that the L1 is a double attack? Yeah, it's unique to each weapon, but with spears, Power Stance, you hit L1, bam. Yep, he throws with both spears. So this, I'm trying to think if we do this, we'll be able to kill the salamanders faster. The only thing is that Power Stancing eats stamina. It eats so much stamina. I only have 15 endurance, so we got to be very careful we do Power Stance at the moment. So, we could try. We'll try it. I'm game. Power Stancing spears. Let's go. The Iron Key, which means this door is from the Iron Keep, because the key said it belonged to a door in the Iron Keep, but it's no longer there. So, Vendrick's been pillaging, huh? Salamander immediately to the left. That's the guy that bombards you when you're trying to get to the fire longsword. Alright, so we're going to do our best to not die. So, no promises. Yeah, alright. Ow. Now's the tongue. That attack right there is really powerful and, yeah, knocks you on your butt. Getting attacked by the other one already. So let's just go over here. How much would this do? About the same. Okay, so it's not really worth Power Stancing. Alright, so we actually did damage on their head, but again, they're weak to thrust, so that probably helped a lot. Ow. We got some good ones, but alright. You are going to get hit by salamanders, just accept it. Just accept it. And I'm kind of sad that Poison Mist didn't do poison like I wanted it to. Cracked Red Eye Orb. Yeah, I think he can drop the Red Eye Orbs. The Rebel Great Shield and the Heavy Iron Key. I think that's the key we need in order to get to the DLC back in on the Iron Key. We have a Rebel Great Shield. Very, very good shield for the elements, except for physical. Yeah, 90 across the boards. The shield of the Rebel Rame. Rame and Felstadt were known as the left and right arms of the king until their wills clashed, and Rame was deemed a traitor. The Black Raven is despised as an augur of death, but it was Rame's favorite bird. Yep. I think I'm pronouncing it right, Rame. Well, he's in the DLC. We'll encounter him there. So, yep. So I'm guessing this was his shield. Yep. Till their wills clashed and Rame was deemed a traitor. Yeah, and also I'm pretty sure this shield was a shield design contest held by From Software. I think this was one of the entries that they picked. There's a few in this game, and I don't know I don't know them all. I just know I think this one was one of them. I think anyway. I might be misremembering it. But, We also got the heavy iron key. This is guides ones to an unknown land. A piece of iron shaped like a key. Past the altar, deep within the Iron Keep, and through a door is the tower that the old Iron King used to produce iron. The unearthly weight of this chunk of iron is a reminder of the Iron King's own immeasurable strength. So we need this in order to access the DLC. Yep, again. Yep. It's the altar past the old Iron King, past the primal bonfire. Yep. You can get to the entrance of it, but you can't go through the door. But this is what we need to get there. So again, I'll do the DLCs after the main game. So we'll do that later. All right. 2 red eye orbs. Yep. Yeah, this fire is just for visual. You're not gonna get burned. Should have one more salamander up here. Really? Are you seriously, guys? Serious? I hate these guys so much. Well, I knew I was gonna die. I knew I was gonna die at least once. Probably several times, but... I wished my poison mist would poison, but... well... Again, they do respawn, so we have to deal with them. Right. And we'll fight you the normal way. There goes Mr. Ironclad. So this might take a while, so I'm going to at least try and get up to the next level of these salamanders. So I'll be back. Alright, shall we try this again? These salamanders suck so much. Get to one, two. There we go. Alright, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to poison missile this guy, because he sucks. He's not going to move. It'll take like 2 casts, maybe 3. I don't know. Because I think they have about 3,400 health, if I'm not mistaken. Fine, we'll take hits. I got life gems. So it's going to take all our casts, which is fine. Rather do this slow and steady and not have to deal with this again, because these guys suck so much. I cannot understate how much they suck. To him. That should do it. Alright. At this point, I think all we need to do is just run up to him and poke him in the face. And it's just this guy. This guy's going to be kind of tricky. 2 casts might be enough. But I think you'll move, so... That's fine. We'll take it. I have no qualms doing this. Once we get our second cast off, we should be fine. He's the last one, so... Just attention, back off. Get to him, Poison Mist. Get to him. Thank you. We should be okay. I wonder how much this does. Yeah, I don't think it's going to do much of anything, really. Again, this guy is pretty resistant to the elements. Ooh, that did a lot, actually. That did a lot more than I was expecting. Okay, there, never mind. Eh, whatever. It is done. It is done. Yep. And once you kill all the salamanders, the flames stop spewing. And you can drop down, but... I wouldn't. I think it's death, but... Alright, so now we get to go looting. Yep. Large soul of proud knights. A fire drake's stone. Puts fire damage on our weapons. The hawk ring. This should be the ring of Hawkeye Goth. I think. Where are you? There you are, yep. A ring graced with the engraving of a hawk. Extends the range of arrows. Blue-eyed Durgo, the nomadic bowman, had many a valiant victory in battle, half owing to the boon of this ring. Yep. Blue-eyed Durgo. Yep, increases bow range. I'm not quite sure of the actual numbers, but it does increase range. And I'm pretty sure you're not trapped. Flame Quartz Ring +1. Yep. I think just the upgraded version of the flame ring that we got. Yep. We got this from Rosabeth, and we get this down here. Yep. I think it's 150. So 299 to 379. 80. Okay. Not quite as much as I thought, but 80 is still better than nothing. All right. I hate these guys so much. But now that I think this is the only place I'm trying to remember. There's this place here, and there's the memory in the Broom Tower in the DLC. I think those are the only 2 places with the salamanders, so I don't think we have to face them anymore. Yay! Alright, and I think that's everything I wanted to do in the forest. Yeah. Let's get out of here. Pop an effigy. Alright, now we're going to change up tactics. We're going down to the Grave of Saints. Our main opponent's going to be rats, but I'm pretty sure there's an invader as well. So yeah, we'll give the Black Knight's sword a try. Ooh, we are heavy though. I don't know about that. Never mind. 12 units, huh? I don't want to lower my... Oh, good throw. I am indecisive of what I want. I mean, we do have the stats to power stance claws, but I want to be able to use my pyromancy flame. Stick with the katana, fire longsword. They are rats. Yeah, sure. Fire longsword. Alright, I think we're good for now. Instead of this, we'll put the clear bluestone on. Because we're really fast cast speed. Alright. Two casted combustion with some flame swaths. Just for good measure. Oh yeah, and the Bellkeepers and Belfry Soul, they dropped the Fire Whip here, as well as more Flame Swaths. Yep. And the Bellkeepers and Belfry Souls only drop these there. Yeah. Flame Swath, Fire Whip. Only in the Belfry Soul. Yeah. All right. To Majula. Ooh, look at our time. Wow. Those salamanders did a number. Anyway. Alright. Alright, Gilligan, I need your services. Yep.
Hey, what have you been up to? What? You're heading down after all? Well, that's fine. But if you want my help, you'll need to make me an offer.
I'll make you an offer you can't refuse. We'll start off with the 500. We'll just buy them all.
You just don't get it, do you? Fine then. Now it's my turn. Hey, this ladder's not for sale. The only things I sell are miniatures. I mean, if that tickles your fancy, you can buy as many as you like.
Well, you only sell one, so that's a complete lie, but... Yep, so we got the 500.
Well...
Now we'll go for the 3,500.
A very reasonable offer. Just you wait. Hey, this ladder's not for sale. The only things I sell are miniatures. I mean, if that tickles your fancy, you can buy as many as you like.
Alright, and one more ladder. Yep, this is the first one. That's the second one. So we got one more ladder to get.
Well, that's fine.
And it's the expensive 12,000.
Well, really? A very generous offer indeed. Especially from you. I get such a warm feeling inside when I get the chance to help others. Hey, this ladder's not for sale.
Alright,
The
cool.
only...
Yep. So now we got all his ladders. The last one's that one over there. Yep. So now, I think you only have to buy the 12,000 one is probably enough, but I bought them all, so you talk to him again after buying all his ladders.
Here you are, my friend. You can have these, eh? It's a little bonus, you know, for your big purchase.
And he gives you Milu Scimitar. Yep.
Oh, come on. Don't look so glum. I'm trying to be nice here. You're hopeless, I tell you.
Yep. Anything else?
That gaping hole. It's where the people are cops. Oh, anybody? What?
Alright.
Cheers for that.
Alright, so now he has his ladders, and he gave us his weapon. Or a weapon. Maybe not his, but... Milu Scimitar. Yep. Curved sword, very dex heavy. Scimitar of Laddersmith Gilligan. Nothing notable about this weapon, except perhaps the luxurious jewels embedded in the hilt. If your aim is to appear dazzling on the battlefield, this might just do the trick. Yep. Yeah, pretty heavy for a curved sword. This is probably better, yeah. So yeah, warped sword of the Flexile Century. We'll probably get some use out of that. Alright, I really want to go back to my katana. No, I'll stick with the fire sword. Alright. Yep. And these ladders are, I think, a sheer drop, yeah. I don't think you can get back up after climbing them. Alright, so we're going to put on our cat ring. And we're going to disrobe. Yep. Fall damage is tied to equip load. So if you have a lot of equip load on, you're going to take a lot of damage. So if you're going to make some questionable drops, strip. Strip and put on the cat ring. Hold on. Let me get my homeward. Let me put on my homeward miracle real quick, just in case I get somewhere I don't want to be. I can just, work back out if I have to. Alright. And let me just buy out some more life gems. 3055, it's like 26. Go.
Thanks.
Kindly. Alright. So just put on our talisman real quick. This is for the cast speed, so. Alright, we'll take the list 500 one. It is just a drop down, yep. Ow. That's even with the cat ring and no equip load. Yep. Radiant life gem. Yep. And as you drop down, do not get on these thin beams here. These thin ones here, they will break and you will continue to fall down. So, yeah, just don't aim for those. Aim for these wider ones. Let's just be a runoff. Ferrous Lockstone. Thank you. Yeah, but that's the 3500 one to get you to there. I think is what we want to go to. Yeah, up here. Yeah. Yep, you can't get back up once you get down. Alright, so let me see. I think our target is that little platform right there, that little patch of dirt by the light. I think that's our target. That's where we want to go. Alright. I want to say you can just run off. I think you can just run off. I don't think you have to jump or anything. Okay, yeah, you just sprint along the wall. Okay. 3 poison moss, we'll take it. Yep. There's some more items down below, but I don't quite want to get there yet. Well, I'm trying to think real quick. Because that is our destination right there, so... There's a bonfire right inside, so it's actually probably a good idea. Yeah. Alright, so we'll hit the bonfire real quick. Again, just sprint off, you should be fine. There we go. Grave of Saints. Yep. Bonfire. Big ol' rat face. Yep, the main enemy in the Grave of Saints are rats, so... Alright, so since we got the bonfires now, we can actually warp back there whenever we want. Yep. There's a door up there. You cannot open that door just yet. Requires the Giant's Key, I think it's called. Yeah, you only get that key down in Black Gulch. So until then, that door is locked to us. But Gilligan's longest ladder does take you right there. So, alright, so what I'm trying to do is trying to figure out where I'm going. There's the item right there I want to grab, but oh, wait, I have a spell. I forgot I have a spell. I forgot I have fall control. I completely forgot I had this. This will probably help a lot. I don't think it negates fall damage, but it does, I think, reduce a lot of damage. So how do I want to go? Again, that thin beam should break if we try to fall to it. Let's find out. Wow, that actually, wow. Okay, I was expecting to take some damage from that, but that's nuts. Ring of the Evil Eye, +1. Yep. More HP from enemies defeat. Okay. I think that item we can get. Yeah, let's just grab it. Intro way off. There we go. Homeward Bone. And this should lead us into the gutter. And so I don't want to go this way just yet, so I want to go back up. Alright. Okay, so we got all the stuff in the pit. That's good. That's good. Fall control for the win. Wow, that was amazing. I should have used that from the get-go. Alright. So now we have the Grave of Saints to do. It's not a very big area, but it can be kind of yeah. You need to make sure you have at least one Pharaoh's Lockstone to get one particular miracle. Alright. So let us combustion again. Sure, and some flame swaths. Alright. Okay, that's actually pretty good. I was looking for the petrification resistance, and it's actually pretty good for the shield, so we're gonna use it. Yeah, it's probably the best one we have, so we're gonna definitely use it. Yeah, because although the main enemies are rats, they can petrify you if you're not careful. I don't think we need a stone ring, but there is an NPC invader Gonna need that for sure. Yes, we heard you laughing. Hee hee hee, ha ha ha. Fine, I'll just stick the stone ring. Okay. Alright, Grave of Saints time. Let's go. Hopefully this shouldn't be too long, but... You're the one who's chuckling, huh? Yep, here they are. Rats. Well, they are in water, so that doesn't help. There's the petrification. Yeah, and petrification is the instant death, so just be mindful. Yeah, just be mindful. Yep, there's an item there, so we gotta make sure we get that before we're on our way out. Large soul, thank you. Looks like the catacombs from Dark Souls 1. Yeah, there is an NPC invader here, so... yeah, a whole bunch of rats. Nice. With the ring on, we're casting really fast, so that's really good. Smooth silky stone, thank you. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of Pharaoh's contraptions. Only 2 of them are worth interacting with. You only really need 1, but yeah, these are mainly for the Covenants. It's the Rat King Covenant, actually. In the Rat King Covenant, you, I think, use a... I'm trying to remember how it works. I never actually participated in it, but it draws in other players to your world as a phantom. And you use these Pharaoh's contraptions as kind of like a trap for the unsuspecting victim. So, yeah. Yeah, so, and I think the reward is a rat tail and some other stuff, but yeah, you basically have to beat the enemy, well, the person you pulled in, you have to beat them. If you do that, you get a rat tail, you turn in the Covenant and all that stuff. But if the player that gets pulled in makes it to, I think, the bonfire, the area, I think then they'll escape and they'll get rewarded instead. So, interesting little thing. Kind of like the Grave Warden. I mean, not the Grave Warden. Is it a Grave Warden? A Grave Lord's Servant from Dark Souls 1, where you had to go to the player's world in order to get rid of the curse and all that stuff. So, pretty similar to that. I think this is a Pharaoh's contraption you can use. So use this. Bridge lower. There's some more rats in here. I think they'll be unpetrified, or they'll unpetrify themselves. Have to keep an eye on them. Oh. I knew there was rats in here, I wasn't sure where. Okay, I thought these guys came to life, but no. They're just statues. Here we have more poison moss. Definitely take it. We're going to need that in the gutter and the Black Gulch. And this is what we were after, right here. Whisper of Despair and a torch. you a dark sorcery? Yes, you are. Okay. A hex that releases verbose darkness. The darkness echoes words of despair, reducing the defense of opponents. The dark blankets the world in black. A thing of tranquility. A thing serene. Yep. So this reduces enemies' defenses, which actually should probably be pretty good, especially in boss fights. Yeah. We can make, it's only 24 intelligence, so we could do it if we really need to. We'll keep that in mind. I tend not to use dark sorceries, but it could be worth it. Especially with some of the more tankier bosses, like Ancient Dragon and the Rotten, or those kinds of enemies. Again, more Pharaoh's traps we're not going to use. Come up. I think up here is where the invader will spawn. Yep, Roy the Explorer. I think he spawned to our right. Oh, there he is. And he does possess the Ring of the Conqueror and the Vanquisher, so his weapons are invisible. He's also using the Transparent Ores set. Come on, rat. Need to deal with you real quick. My combustion's faster. Yep. Roy the Explorer. Roy the Explorer gives an effigy. He can drop his, at least his armor set, I believe, and his equipment and all that. He doesn't respawn, but he can respawn indefinitely in New Game Plus, so he's actually a pretty good spot to farm all stones. That's the boss arena. You can actually see from here, pretty interesting. This is another Pharaoh's contraption that lowers this bridge, but we already got the stuff behind it, so we don't really need to. There's some more traps. Yeah, I think these release liquids from these statues that damage equipment, but Skonsk. Let's see some more some rats in here. Homeward Bone? Yeah, there's a bunch of rats. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be active, but that's the other side of the boss fog. The Covenant guys on the other side. Alright. And that's the Grave of Saints. Yeah, it is that small. So all we have to do left is do the boss. Shouldn't be too hard, but again, petrification is a real concern, so if you do get pulled in by a Rat King, so now they're active, huh? Get fire punched. Man, how many of you guys are just gonna drop in? Jeez. Anyway, again, as I was saying, if you get pulled in by a Rat King Covenant and you have to get out, just run here. There should be a fog wall here. Pass the fog wall, and you'll be saved, I should say. It'll end a little encounter. You'll get your rewards. Yep. So just make it here as fast as you can. I wish I had more combustion. I wish I had more. I mean, Flame Swath is good, especially if it gets in an area, but Alright, so now we have, I think it's the Rat King Vanguard. It's the next boss. Yep. Not too hard. The only challenging part is that there's going to be a swarm of rats that can petrify you, and the arena has statues in it which will block attacks. You get ricocheted off of them. So, yeah, but other than that, it's a pretty straightforward fight. Thinking of using a thrusting, like a spear or something. No, I don't want to go too far because I'll hit the wall. Katana, maybe? Yeah, let's go Katana. Just for the vertical slashes, but I'm going to stick with my pyromancies. Hopefully that should do it. Alright. So again, beyond this fog wall is the Rat King Vanguard. Yeah. Again, the only real issue with this fight is the petrification, because the rats do cause petrification. There's going to be a swarm of rats, so you can get overwhelmed pretty quickly if you're not careful. And there's various statues in the middle of the throughout the arena, again blocking sweeping attacks from weapons. You'll ricochet off of them, get staggered, get hit by rats, petrified, all that fun stuff. So yeah. Hopefully our shield will help us out. It does have really good petrification resistance tied to it, so yeah. Hopefully combustion can hit more than one rat at a time, but I know Flame Swath can. So I don't think we need a stone ring anymore. Not right now. $51, 57, 57, okay. You can get a bit more damage if you use those, but we could use this to gain health back, because every time we kill a rat we get health back. Yeah, we'll do that. Sounds like a good idea. Alright. Rat King Vanguard. Let's go. Yeah, and these rats will spawn endlessly, so yeah, range is pretty short. So maybe over here, kind of cluster them up. Bam. They also give souls as well, so there we go. Kill a bunch of rats, the boss will spawn. And you can tell the boss because he has a mohawk. That's him right there. Ow. So, the Rat King Vanguard is the one with the mohawk. Just kind of work our way this way again. Oh, one flame swath almost killed him. I was not expecting to do that much damage, but jeez. Once the boss is dead, they all run. Flee! Flee for your lives! Yeah. Royal Rat Vanguard and a rat tail. Yeah, he's not a hard boss. Yeah, again, the only problem would be with petrification and ricocheting off the statues here. So, just try to find like a, I would say a wide swinging weapon, but again, you're probably gonna hit these statues, and so I got lucky farming the Bellkeepers, and Belfry Soul gave me multiple copies of Flame Swaths, and you know, you saw how powerful that was. Yeah, just kind of bunch up the rats, cast, and just let it go boom. Yeah, so Rat King Vanguard, yep. Again, the boss doesn't spawn immediately. Just gotta kill some of the rats. He'll drop in. You can identify him because he has a big mohawk on his back. So, yeah. Rat King Vanguard. Yeah, you got his soul. Soul of the Rat King's Vanguard of the Underground Realm. The Rat King's loyal servant judges the worthiness of those who seek royal audience. Yep. So we have seek audience with the Rat King, and here's his tale. Yep. A severed rat's tail. Demonstrate fidelity by offering it to the Rat King, and strengthen the bond with your covenants. The Rat King is proud and merciful, as any king true to his stature should be. The Rat King looks favorably upon those who follow the path of right, even disgraceful humans. Yep, he looks favorably upon anybody who's on the path of the right. Yep. No matter who they are, as long as you do the right thing, he'll love you. There is a way to farm these offline, but I think we have to do that in the Doors of Pharos, I believe. Yeah. I don't think the rats. I don't believe the rats here will drop it. Again, I think it's only in the Doors of Pharos, which is in Brightstone, just before Brightstone Seldora. So, yeah, we'll get there eventually. But all right, the Vanguard, and then just past his room should be the audience with the Rat King. There he is. The Rat King.
Leave this place, human. We have no time for thy kind. Humans bring nothing but filth.
Humans bring nothing but filth, coming from a rat. Which actually is kind of true. Rats are actually pretty clean animals, if you think about it. Well, yeah, well, I'll stick by that. Rats are pretty clean, for the most part.
Is that a rat tail, human? Thou'st one of mine rat burrows conquered. This will not go unnoticed. Rejoice, for the right to serve me is now thine. Since thou'rt human still, permit me ask, wilt thou thy human soul surrender and pledge thyself to me? Swearest thou by the sweet-tempered sludge that laps at our bosoms?
Sweet-tempered sludge at her bosom, huh? Join the Covenant? Sure, why not? Enter Covenant.
Thou hast the eyes of one who perceiveth true beauty. Human, thou mayst serve. Take this ring. It was forged by a human who was once among us.
Crest of the Rat.
The ring draws to thee those who would defile our burrow. Wear the ring whenever thou art near, and destroy those who would dare provoke our ire. I will grant unto thee all thou shouldst so desire. I prithee serve with a true rat's honor.
Alright. We're now part of the Rat King Covenant. Yep. Anything else, old king?
Speak thy mind, servant.
Right. So we can buy items, talk, offer tales. Yep. Alright, so let's talk first.
My servant, tell me the way of things. There has been much honor in thy service, despite the human blood coursing thy veins. I am merciful, and trusting thee as I would any rat.
Yeah, it doesn't like humans because of the filth they bring and all that stuff, so...
The insolent fools line up to trample upon our burrows. My servant, dispatch these invaders, and thy reward will be handsome indeed.
Yep.
Knowest thee of the lockstones? Those odd contraptions fashioned by human hand long ago. Thou art human, and thence able. I know thy kind, base plotters and schemers all. Put these contraptions to thy employ against thy foe.
Yep, talk about how you use the Pharaoh's contraptions to set traps for invaders of the burrows. Yep. Oh, there's a giant skull there. Oh.
My servant, there has been much iron.
So that's all I can say. Buy. Corrosive urn. Uses acid to destroy equipment. Urn filled with secretions of giant corrosive ants. Powerful acid inflicts damage on equipment. Giant anthills created by the corrosive ants line the horizon of the desert land of Jugo. Ant larvae are considered a delicacy, but he who enters an anthill uninvited will have their flesh melted to the bone. Sounds like fun. Yeah, I don't think it does any damage, but it does durability damage to equipment. So it's probably only useful in PvP. So, ooh, the good old-fashioned dung pies. Yep. A large excrement, still rather warm. Ew. Throw at enemies to cause rapid onset of poison, but you too will be subjected to the same bane. Yeah, most warriors are loath to come near a thing like this, much less carry it around. But therein lies the advantage. Yep. I think it does regular poison. I think. Yeah, I think this game does regular poison, not toxic. But still, I don't know. Common fruit. Yeah, got this already. Yep, and the red and the Triclops. Yep. Boost bleeding resist, petrification resist. Yep. Get off of rat tails. I think we need like 10, 30, and 50, I believe. I'll have to double check for the rat tails for each covenant rank. So another thing I have to do offline. It is possible to do it offline. I just gotta do it eventually. But alright.
My servant, do not disappoint me.
Oh, I won't disappoint thee. But we got his ring. Yep, the Covenant ring. Crest of the rats. Yep. Yeah. Join this covenant and wear this ring to lure trespassers of the Rat King's territory into your world. If you receive this ring, rejoice in the opportunity to demonstrate your allegiance to an eminently noble being. This does have also has a special effect to it. You put this on, and it increases poison buildup on poison weapons. Yeah. So if you have a weapon infused with poison, it'll boost that by a bit. If you have a weapon that has natural poison to it, it'll boost it by a bit more. But if you have a weapon that's naturally poisoned and you poison infuse it, it's going to boost it up by quite a bit. So if you want to inflict poison, use this ring. Yeah, so the resins, the rotten pine resin to apply poison to weapons doesn't work. It's not affected by this ring. It has to be infused with poison, or it does poison naturally. So definitely probably help in a few fights, especially in fights where we want poison, like back at the old Iron King. Definitely against the Ancient Dragon, because I will be using poison against him. Oh god. Not looking forward to that. No, I'm not. But it has its uses. So. Alright. Yeah, and here's the Bellkeeper one. Yeah. Yeah, join this covenant and wear this ring to be automatically summoned to the world of an invader of the Bellkeeper's domain. The twin bells symbolize the bond between two lovers who can never be united. The Bellkeepers are their eternal guardians, for that is their love, that is their curse. Yep. And I don't think this ring has any special effect like the other covenant items, but I can always double check. Alright, King. Yep. Here's a hanging saints of sorts. Yep. Alright, so we want to grab that item. I'm pretty sure those right below us will break away, so... Alright, let's... Alright, come on. There we go. Ferrous Lockstone. Sweet. I should have rested back at the bonfire, because I'm probably going to need fall control for this little section. You know what, that's not a bad idea. Okay, let's go back to the bonfire and make our way down, because I want to get to at least... I want to make it at least to the gutter. And once we get there, then I'll call an episode. This anymore, but we do want... Let's go heavy spell this time. That should be good. Yes, that should be fine. Alright. Stick with our katana, that should be good. Change this out back to this. Yeah, I think we'll be fine with the knowledge. We could be fine without it. Okay. Alright. Let's go drop down. I think there's some items along the way. There should be a CN Knight down near the bottom. There we go. Alright, so we might die here. I wouldn't be surprised, but... Alright, keep an eye out for some items. There's also a crystal lizard down there. Yep, there he is. You can see him right there. Yeah, but getting to that item is easier to do it from here to get to that item. And we'll do that, yeah. We'll go for the item. The crystal lizard is going to run away, but we can always get him later. But we do want that item. Alright. I think a running jump to a plunge attack should work. And we missed. Alright, I didn't turn fast enough. Alright. I want that item. Let's take care of these guys real quick. I want that item, so I'm gonna go back up. I'll see you in a bit. Alright. Third time's the charm. That was the third attempt, so... Alright, so this is the discus chime. Yep. A very interesting little shield or chime. I think it also serves as a shield, if I'm not mistaken. Here it is. Yep. A rare sacred chime of unknown origin can be used as a shield. Yep. This chime, lightly brought here by visiting saints, slightly augments the effects of miracles. Use strong attack to emit miracles and hexes. Yep. It's I mean, it's okay. It's there to be kind of versatile. Like have a shield as well as as your chime and same slot. But I don't know. It's very slow cast. Cast speed's 100, so it's a lot slower than the others. Yeah. All right. And now I'm actually going to go back up because we want to get this chest now. So I'll be back again. I don't know. I want to get all this stuff because I will forget about it. Knowing me, I will forget it. So I want to get it now while I still can. Alright, so I'll see you in a bit. Alright, we can actually drop down on this crystal lizard. Maybe he'll turn around, but... Alright, so we're going to drop down here. Hopefully quickly turn around and get to the crystal lizard, but I wouldn't be surprised if we missed. And there he goes. Yeah. That's fine. We'll come back for him. I think if we go this way, this will eventually lead into... This should lead us back to the pit. Yeah. Yep, here we are. Back to the pit. Yeah. So we actually have a kind of a quick way back down to try for that crystal lizard again, so... Yeah, there's nothing here. There's no fake wall. There's no invisible hollow. Yep. It could be a good place for one, I'll say that. Alright. So to get to this chest, we just gotta jump across. Okay. I'm pretty sure you're not trapped. Ash Knuckle Ring. Could use this in the Royal Knights Vanguard. Increases petrification resistance. Yep. 174, 574 by 400. I love it. So, could have been useful in the fight, but oh well. Yep. All right. Oh, excuse me. Now we can finally drop down all the way. We will come back for that crystal lizard later. Deal with these guys again. 3 homeward bones. We'll take it. There's that CN Knight. Which means he's guarding something valuable. And great heal. Nice. Strongest heal in the game. Well, second strongest anyway. A glorious miracle only accessible to a small minority of clerics. Greatly restores HP. Only a select few have learned to recite this epic romance in its entirety, but those who do are amply rewarded. Yep. We have enough faith to use it if we have to. Base uses of 3. It has 4 here because we have the Hexer Hood, so... Alright. Alright, Mr. CN Knight, I know you're in water, which means we are going to electrify you. Alright, I think we're pretty good. Alright. Yep. That way is to the gutter. Alright, Mr. CN Knight. You have a sword. It should be easy. Yeah, he didn't drop anything. Oh well. He does not respawn. And he's guarding a Sublime Bone Dust. Nice. Your S's class 2+3. Yeah, we're in deep water, so that's why we're slow. Yeah, it's going to be dark in here, because it is the gutter. Yep. A few more drop downs. Yep. Some of these ladders are, again, broken, so you can't come back up once you go down. There's an item here. Effigy, we'll take it. Right, so that's the way forward over there. Should just roll off. There we go. Should I keep an eye out for items on my way down, like this one right here? A radiant life gem, we'll take it. Last drop off. And the token of spite should be right here. I don't think you're trapped, but there it is, the token of spite. Now we can actually talk to Titchy Grin. Oh boy, I love talking to Titchy Grin. Yep, here we are. The gutter. Whole bunch of little statues. They do love to spit poison. They do love to spit poison, yep, like that. Like that. Which means we are going to put on our poison by ring. Still does a ton of poison. Holy crap. Oh, it doesn't. Okay. It doesn't apply as much poison as I thought it did, but oh well. But you can break these. So again, you can just break them. It does wear down your durability, but yeah, you can see a bunch of torch hollows in the distance. But first stop is a bonfire. So we're in the gutter. I remember there being a drop down here that we wanted to go to. Is it this right here? I don't think it is. Hold on, let me light a torch. Okay, there's a drop down there, but I don't think that's the one we want. I think it's over here. Well, we can get to that from there anyway. Okay, so we'll go this way. Ah, I didn't want that. Did not want that. Because there it is. There's the bonfire right there. Yeah. We could just jump across, but see all the muck, the waste that gets thrown down here. Yeah. Just a hodgepodge of images just smashed together. We got furniture, skeletons. Yep. I think in one of these there's a car. I think there's like literally a car and maybe some a tire or something. All right. There we go. Yep, you drop down here. That should actually break, and you get dropped down here. All right. Oh, I can't go this way, really? I'm at a bonfire. This might get us killed. Alright, so. Dang, I have to go back up to get that item up there. I'm really mad. It's really mad I dropped down there. Oh well, whatever. I'll probably do that on my own time anyway, but. Alright. Actually, do I want to do one more thing? trying to remember. I'm trying to remember real quick. Hold on, let me go to trade real quick. I think we can trade the Vanguard Soul for, I think, Toxic Mist. I think it's Toxic Mist. I want to see what the Vanguard gives me.
Well, then it's my part.
Yes, I know. Aha, you can. Okay. Royal Rat Vanguard, trade for Toxic Mist. Yep. Poison gradually erodes the target's body, inflicting damage all the while. Whoever created the spell did not believe his enemies deserve a swift death. Right, we are definitely going to grab this. Toxic is much stronger than poison, and you can apply both at the same time, so I'm going to love it.
Feel, do you
Yes, I know. You know what, we're going to go talk to Titchy Grin. I want to talk to Titchy Grin, because I love Titchy Grin. So now that we have this token of spite, he'll actually talk to us. We can also enter his covenant. The undead purgatory. Yep. Proof of defeating another world's master. Yep. Token recognizing that the owner has traveled worlds to defeat others. When used, you are more likely to summon invaders from other worlds for a period of time. Simply carrying these tokens show the bitterness of the grudges the holder has accumulated. Alright, Titchy Grin, will you talk to us now?
Oh, welcome. Welcome. Do you have a lust for blood?
Blood for the Blood God.
Yes, of course. Why else would you be here? Do you give yourself to honor?
For the Golden Throne.
Then you will need blood. Oh, lots of it. Undead blood, like your own. But it's not as easy as you think. Well, what do you say? Join the Brotherhood of Blood? That can hardly be the whole story. I want to hear what you really think. You want more than just a little blood. You want to be drenched in blood, mired in its foul stench. Am I right? Am I? Oh, just say that I'm right. Huh?
Join the Brotherhood of Blood? Yes, we do.
I knew it. I knew it. Fantastic. You're the best. Now you are a servant of Allah. This crest of blood is yours.
Crest of blood.
There. Another servant of blood is born. You will serve well. I just know you will.
Alright. We are now Brotherhood of Blood. Yep. Covenant ring given to those who seek blood. This ring is nothing special. Perhaps in the end, an oath is but a window into the ambitions of the oath taker. If you have taken this oath, then you know what you want. To be soaked in the blood of your kind. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure, like the rat's ring, this one is for bleed. Yep. Very similar to, similar effect, yeah. If your weapon's infused with bleed, it gives you a bit more. If it has natural bleed, it gives you a bit more as well. And if it's natural bleed and infused, it gives you quite a bit more. So this for bleed, this for poison. But bleed in this game isn't that good. Poison is good. Bleed, But alright, Titchy Grin, what else you got?
Well, how are we? Whatever you need, I've got it for you.
Let's just talk first.
You know anything about tokens of spite? Well, you can fight other blood servants with them. I'll reward you if you win with red orbs. You know, a cracked red eye orb. Use them to visit other worlds and seek more blood. Tell me if you need anything else. I'm very generous. Anything to get you covered in blood.
Yep. Yeah, use the tokens on those statues behind you, and you can, again, duel other blood members. Alright, anything else?
Have you heard of the Blue Sentinels? They're a thorn in our sides, to say the least. Their men are obsessed with hunting down blood servants. Who cares? It's just another chance to spill more blood. Doesn't that excite you?
Anything else?
You know anything about tokens of spite?
Alright.
Tell me.
And we can buy items, yep. Oh yeah. You can buy the Great Scythe or the Priest Chime, yep. Great Scythe used to harvest grain. Normally used as a farm tool, not a weapon. It feels almost as if there were power in its great blade, perhaps drawn from the fears of those hunted by this fearsome thing. Yep, like other Reapers, it has a sweet point or a sweet spot hitbox that if you don't hit it, you're not going to do as much damage. So it's hit or miss, but we'll buy one anyway, just to have it. Here's the armor of the Skeleton Lords. This becomes available once you beat the boss. Titchigrin's the one who sells it. High Dark Defense. The old Iron King led his best men on undead hunts, but their memories were purged in rebirth. The very men who were ordered to hunt down the undead were themselves hollowed and founded a kingdom of bones. Yeah, light armor set. Get it for the fashions. And the delicate string. Yeah. We'll actually probably make use of this. Yeah, because it increases chances of being invaded, so particularly useful when you want to draw the forlorn during your adventures. Yeah, because they randomly invade. So we use this, it'll increase their chance of invading. So we'll definitely get that use. We've got hexing urns, silver talismans, red sign soapstone. Summon to another world as a dark spirit and defeat the summoner to acquire a token of spite. Some undead preserve along the honorable path even after crossing into the dark. The red sign soapstone is for them. Yep. Cracked red eye orbs. Yep. So, we'll buy. No, wait. Let's see what his spells are at. Yep. He's got some pyromancies. Yep. The Firestorm, Great Combustion, and Fire Whip. The Firestorm is said to be the wrath of ire of the spell's creator. An ancient primal pyromancy. And its superior spell to combustion, release intense flame in front of the caster. Very powerful spell, but so simple that it can be awkward to use. Get those, yeah. I'll come back for that. We'll get this. Alright. Anything else?
Have you heard of the Blue Sentinel? Doesn't matter. Come back soon.
Alright. Anything else I want to do? You know what? With that, we'll call it an episode. Yep. We did a whole bunch. Yep. Started off at Strayed Cell. Traded some boss souls, because we needed to trade 4 in total in order to get his armor set, the dark set. So we traded the Fexile Sentry for the Warped Sword. Traded the Rune Sentinels for the Great Homing Soul Arrow. And we also traded Mytha's for her dagger. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's the Mytha's Bent Blade. Yep, this. I think we did one more as well, yeah, and the Smelter Demon, yep. So, we did all those trades, talked to Strayed, gave us his stuff, yep. And then after that, we went to the Forests of the Fallen Giants, yep. Down to open the door just before the last giant, yep. So that requires the Iron Key, so we opened it up. And we took on probably the worst enemy, well, second worst enemy in Dark Souls 2 in my opinion. Yep, the Salamanders. God, those things suck. They have a lot of health. They love to track. Yeah, their attacks have pretty good tracking, so even if you do sprint one way or the other, you're just going to get smacked in the face. Their attacks come out pretty quick with no real warning to it, or if they do, it's very little. So you're definitely going to get smacked. Yeah, they love to do their little lunging, torpedoing attack, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's going to knock you on your butt, and you cannot block it. So it's, yeah, they love to do it. They love to do it at range, up in your face. I just hate them. You know, but, yep, so we clear out the lower area. Yep, kill the 2 down there, grab the heavy, is it the heavy? Yeah, the heavy Iron Key. Yep, this will allow us to access the DLC, past the old Iron King boss arena. Not going to do that just yet. Got the Rebel Shield. I think there was some cracked red eye orbs. Yep, and then we tried to go up, but the one Salamander did not want to cooperate. Yeah, I think he's just programmed to sit there and spew fire at you. So, yeah. So we died. Yeah, we died to him. So I had to run back, clear out the lower area again, and then we just kind of used poison to clear out the next 2. Yep. Just used our poison mist, poison the one Salamander till he had like 1 hit left. Hit him, Amber Herb. Yep, and then did the same for the other one. Yep. So we were able to clear him out. Yep. And once you clear him out, the fire pillar stopped, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. And we just looted the area. Yep. There was I'm trying to think what else was there. There was a chest containing the Fire Quartz Ring +1. That's probably the second best treasure down there. The Rebel Shield is good, but I think the ring is better. But I think it was like a soul item. Trying to remember what else was there. There was something else. No, I don't remember. There was a Fire Drake stone there. Yeah, I don't quite remember. Oh well. Whatever. But there was another thing. I think it might have just been a soul item, but yep. So we cleared that out. Yep. And then we went back to Majula, where we talked to Laddersmith Gilligan. Yep. We purchased his ladders, yep. All 3 of them. Yep. The 500, 3500, and the 1200. Yep. So he put them down for us. We talked to him again, and we I think just buying the 12,000 one is enough for him to give you the Melu scimitar. Yep. I think you'll have to do that one, but I did all 3 just to be sure. Yep. So did that, got the sword, and then we disrobed in order to drop down. Yep. made our way down into the pit. Yep. Then I remembered I needed homeward and fall control, so I went back to got those. Yep. So we made drop downs, grabbed the items along the way. I think there was a life gem, a soul item, a Ferrous Lockstone. And I think those were the main takeaways there. Yep. And then we made it to the beginning of the Grave of Saints. Continued to drop down. Just grabbed the last item that led to the entrance to the gutter. But we didn't do that. We went back up to the start of the Grave of Saints. Yep. And then we put our stuff back on, and we did the Grave of Saints. Yep. A small area, but yeah, it has some good stuff in it, I think. Yep. So the main enemy there was rats. Yep, just rats. They're not very dangerous, but they can petrify you if you're not careful. So, yep. So we entered the area. I think this was a soul item at the beginning. Yep. And we used one Ferrous Lockstone to lower a bridge. Yep. You need to lower at least one of the bridges in order to get to the Whispers of Despair hex. A hex that lowers enemy defenses. So probably useful against bosses. So, or at least tough enemies anyway. But so we can use it. Well, we don't have the base stats to use it, but putting on the Ring of Knowledge will be enough to give us the intelligence needed to use it. So it's in our back pocket if we have to. Yep, and that's actually the main treasure we were after, was the Whispers of Despair. Yeah. I think the other item was like another soul item, maybe a life gem. Yep. And so we back out, up the ladder to the second level, and that's where we were invaded by Roy the Explorer. Yep. Roy the Explorer, who has a crossbow in one hand and I believe a curved sword in another. Or was it a whip? I think it's a whip. Yeah. But he has on the Ring of the Conquerors and Ring of the something else. Yeah, the two rings that make your weapons invisible. So, yeah. Those rings can only be gotten if you beat Dark Souls 2 without dying, and Dark Souls 2 without resting at a bonfire. If you do those two, you can get those rings. But I'm not that good, so we won't be getting it. So we beat him up. He doesn't respawn. And we made our way to the Rat King's Vanguard boss fight. Yep. Not very hard, yeah. Yeah, again, the only thing to look out for in that boss fight is just the sheer number of rats, the fact that they can petrify you, and that the arena has rat statues that will ricochet attacks. Yeah, at least physical attacks anyway. So you have a big great sword and you swing it around, you're going to hit those statues and you're going to bounce off, stagger for a second, and the rats will have a chance to gang up on you. So, yeah, just be careful. But yeah, we utilized combustion and flame swath. Yeah, used the AoE explosion of the flame swath to just take out groups of them. Yeah. And combustion just for the individuals that come up to our face. But But you enter the boss room, rats spawn in. The boss won't spawn until you kill, I want to say it's like 6? Yeah, you have to kill a few rats before the boss itself spawns in. And once he does spawn in, you can tell him apart because he has a mohawk on his back. Yeah, so, yeah, but he doesn't have much health, so 2 flame swaths was enough to just obliterate him. Yeah, I think one of them did like over half his health, so yeah. Yep. So we beat him up, got his soul, got his tail. We pressed on, and then we encountered the Rat King. The Rat King, yep. So we talked with him. He saw that we had a rat tail on us. He offered us a spot in his covenant. We said yes. He gave us a ring. I don't think we bought anything from him, no. He does sell some stuff, but we didn't buy anything, yeah. Yep, so we talked with him, and then we pressed forward, yep. Press forward, yep. Dropped down, grabbed another Ferrous Lockstone, and we just kind of continued down. Continued down. That led to kind of the area where the very bottom of the pit leads to. It's like the entrance area to the gutter. So, but going that way allows us to grab it allows us to drop down to a ledge that had, I think, another soul item. But that ledge also is the best jump point to get to the disc chime. Yep. But I missed it, so I had to go back, and I missed it again, so I went back. So third time was a charm. So our third jump, I made it, grabbed the disc chime. And I think I went back up just so I could attempt to grab the crystal lizard that's on the rope bridge. Didn't get it, but we hopped across to the chest, which had the ash knuckle ring, which increases petrification resistance. Yeah, so we dropped down again, grabbed the great heal miracle, dealt with the undead citizens, as well as a CN knight. Yep, there's a CN knight there, and he was guarding a sublime bone dust. So, yeah, so we took care of him pretty well. Yep, so after grabbing the sublime bone dust, we pressed forward, continuing further down. Yep, dropped it down for, I think, like a radiant life gem and effigy. Yep, and at the bottom of that little scaffolding section, there was a chest containing the token of spite, which we needed to talk to Grin, which we did. And then we made our way to the gutter proper. Yep, we actually entered the gutter itself. Yep, where we found the first bonfire. Yep, and then we came back here. We went back to traded the Vanguard Soul for the Toxic Mist. Then we came here, talked to Grin, joined the Covenant of Blood, got the Blood Crest Ring, bought Grace Scythe, Skeleton Lord Armor. I think that was it. Yeah. And the, there was... What else did we buy? Oh, we also bought Firestorm and Great Combustion. Yep, that was right. Those two and the Red Sign Soapstone. And that was it. That was it. Finished up some odds and ends and started our way down into the gutter. Yep. Grave of Saints and all that. Oh, yes. And now, next episode would be the gutter. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The gutter. It's going to be dark. It's going to be dark. I will try and use cast light and torches where I can, but it is going to be dark anyway. Yep. There's actually a lot of good stuff in the gutter. Well, I won't say a lot of good stuff, but it leads to the Black Gulch, which is where we really want to go. But I do know if we light all the sconces in the gutter, a NPC will invade. But that only invades if you do all the sconces. There is an NPC invader in there. There should be another Haze Knight down there. There should be a place where we get the actual ores set, the one that's not transparent. Yeah, just a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, next episode, the gutter. But again, that is for another episode. And I thank you all for watching. And I'll see you all next time.